Hello everyone. In this session, we're going to be looking at down-level server management and multi-server management. By down server level management, we're actually talking about versions of server management that are lower than Windows Server 2012 R2 or Windows Server 2012. We want to manage those servers remotely. We're speaking specifically here about Server 2008 R2, whether it be the full version or the Server Core version, and the Windows Server 2008 Service Pack 2 full server only. What it is that we need in order to manage these down-level servers from our Server 2012 server machine. Let's take a look at our scenario. Here we have Server 2012 machine. And within the same domain, we have a Server 2008 machine and a Server 2008 R2 machine. Managing your servers remotely does not mean that the servers are in another state or another country. It simply means that you are using your server 2012 to connect to another server. The server could be in the next room. As long as we are managing the server from another server, we say that we're managing it remotely. So let's get back to the down-level scenario. In order for us to be able to manage a Server 2008 or a Server 2008 R2 server from Server 12 or Server 2012 R2, we will need to install the Windows Management Framework on those servers. Speaking specifically about the 2008 and the 2008 R2. Usually, you are able to manage Server 2012 R2 server from another Server 2012 R2 server. No problem. You don't have to install any management framework in that scenario. Once you're going to install or once you're going to configure or do anything on the Server 2008 servers from 2012 R2, you have to install Windows Management Framework 3.0. Remember though that if you're installing Windows Management Framework 3.0 on your Server 2008 machine, you have to install 4.0 first and then install Windows Management Framework. Within Server 2008, through the role management, you can install Windows Management Framework. But first, you have to download that Windows Management Framework 3.0. And then during the installation, you're going to be asked to find the source path for Management Framework 3. And once you've downloaded it, you can then browse to where you stored it and install it on your Server 2008 machine. Also remember that you have to make sure that remote management is enabled on the 2008 and 2008 R2 server. There are also some firewall rules that you will need to create in order to be able to manage that Server 2008 and 2008 R2 machines from your Server 2012 machine. Another way we can manage servers is by managing servers in a group. If we have a number of servers to manage, we create what is called a server group, and you place all those servers in a group and you're able to manage the servers together. In this scenario, again, we have to make sure that each of the servers that we are managing has remote management enabled. To create a server group, on your server manager dashboard, you can simply click on create a server group, or you can click on manage, create a server group. Once you click on create the server group, then you are then going to be adding the servers to that group. Before we actually do a practical example of adding the servers to a group, let us take a look at a Windows PowerShell command called Invoke command, which is used to manage multiple computers. This Invoke command has three parts. First, you have the Invoke command commandlet, you have the computer name, and then you have the list of computers. An example of that command is Invoke command, computer name switch, and then the computers. So if you are managing 3 computers, you would have, after the computer name switch, server 1, server 2, server 3. And then after that, you have the get VM, which will actually give you an output of the virtual machines, if those are the machines that you are managing. So it will give you in a table the virtual machine names and the computer names, meaning the names of the VMs that are on the host VM. So the table would be the names of the host machines and the virtual machines that reside on those host machines. We want to now take a look at how we actually will go about setting out or setting up the server group. We want to click on Manage, Create Server Group. On the left-hand pane, we want to click on Active Directory. And then in the server group name box, we want to click in that box and type the name of the server group. And we're going to call the server group MCSA Server Group. So we're going to go ahead and type MCSA space server space group. Then we're going to press enter. Now to find the servers, we want to simply click on Find Now. And the servers that we're going to select would be server 1. So I'm going to click on server 1, click on the arrow to carry server over to the computer section. And then I want to click on server 2. Click on the arrow to take server 2 over to the computer section. Now you can see the two servers, server 1, server 2, on their computer in the computer section. And then we want to go ahead and click OK. Once we've done that, you can see the server group to the left-hand side. So we want to click on the server group, MCSA server group. And we want to highlight the 2 servers that we brought in. We want to go to the menu section and click below, press L Shift key. We want to click below that in order to highlight the 2 servers. Now, if you look in the pane at the bottom on the event, you will see that the events for both servers are showing. We can see server 1, and you have different IDs for each server. We're going to click the down arrow, and we want to highlight server 1 ID 6. So we're going to click on it, and you see you can observe the different events. Server ID 6 has a severity arrow. It shows you the source, it shows you the system, it shows you the date and time. We want to click on server 2, so we're going to scroll down, and we want server 2 ID 64. So we're going to click on server 2 ID 64, and again we can see the different things on the event. You have the server name, you have the ID, the warning. So the point here is that you're able to see all of the events for each server in the group at one time in the same pane. So that's how we manage the multi-server using the server group. And remember, the benefit of that is that we're able then to manage them as a group. If you highlight the servers in the group, then you're able then to look at the events for each of those servers. This is the end of this session. I want to thank you for listening.